Hey everyone, Searching Crystal Heart here, and as stated in my previous Legend of Korra video, I don't usually do reviews on this series. Even though I would like to, I really don't have the time. I am a college student, so... But this is another episode in which I just had to say something because holy shit, the writers keep pounding them out, and it's really intense. Like, scary intense. Like, oh my god. Tenzin is in deep shit level of intense. Like, he's up against the 4 Red Lotus members. There's no way he's coming out unscathed. And when they're pretty much torturing the poor old airbender. And I really hope they don't kill him off. I doubt they won't. I doubt they will. Because we've known him ever since, like, book 1 of Korra. He's a major character. But I will be really like, oh my god. Yes, they do. So, with that big spoiler out of the way, let's get on with the review, okay? So, after they've been sprung from prison by Zahir and told to give Korra that message, Balin and Mako are looking for an airship and the palace is being looted. The city's been thrown into complete and total anarchy, and it's even like the airships are being like looted, because as soon as Mako and Bolin go aboard, we see like 3 or 4 people like pretty much dismantling the ship, including the radio, so that comes into play later. Well, Mako tries to get everyone's attention, like, "Hi, I'm Mako, and I'm with the Republic City Police. We need to use this airship to help the Avatar who's in trouble." And it pretty much fails because everyone just like looks at him, goes back to what they were doing. Bolin has a much better solution. "Hey everyone! The Earth Queen's gold is on the 3rd floor, 2nd door to the right." Like, and everyone goes pretty much sprinting off. Great idea on his part. So, as they're flying, they know the city is burning. So they stop by the lower ring to help Grandma Yin, who's pretty much refusing to leave the house, even as it's filling up with smoke. So, Bolin gives her this whole speech about home is where the family is, and she still refuses to go, so he picks her up, she plucks her picture of the Earth Queen from the wall, and they pretty much get the hell out of Dodge before the city goes up in flames even more. So, also, we get this scene where she bows to the Earth Queen and says, "May she rest in peace," which pretty much confirms she's dead. I mean, we probably already knew that due to it being shown Zahir pretty much airbending suffocating her. But, and the whole switch to euphemisms directly afterwards, but now we know for certain that they managed to have Zahir kill a defenseless Earth Nation woman on screen. It's like, wow, writers. So everyone is aboard the airship, and Grandma's is like, "So is this our new home?" Mako says, "No, Grandma, we need to look for the Avatar." And one of the cousins, the dad of the guy who owns the fruit stand, is like, "Why, did something happen to the Avatar?" Mako tells him that the ship she was on, the prison transport ship, went down, and they need to look for the wreckage. And if they find the wreckage, perhaps they'll find where Korra went. Well, after a minute of flying, well, transition flying pretty much, they do manage to spot the wreckage, and from it see the track from the sand sailor. So they follow it and end up in that Misty Palms oasis, where they nearly crash land on Zuko's dragon, meet up with Naga and Pabu. Pabu gets a really cute scene where he's just like running around Bolin and climbs up him, and Bolin's like really happy and starts like, I'll never lose you again and stuff like that. And Naga pretty much jumps on Mako, and we're treated to a funny scene with him like, ah! Naga, stop! You're licking my mouth! You! And we get a really, really heartwarming moment with Asami and Korra. Mako hugs Korra, Bolin hugs Asami, and it's really, really cute. So, of course, Mako is embarrassed that he was hugging Korra, and Tenzin, or not Tenzin, Tonrag, Lin and Zuko come out. Bolin starts like freaking out over Zuko. Like, oh my god, Zuko! And they pretty much spill the beans that Tenzin, or Zahir is going after Tenzin and everyone at the Northern Air Temple. So they need to get a message out to Tenzin to evacuate. Otherwise, Zahir will slaughter the air nomads before the culture can even be started up again. Really, really messed up shit is gonna go down later on in this episode, and oh my god. So they're in need of a radio. Either Korra hands herself in to Zahir, or Zahir kills all the air nomads before the culture's even begun to grow again. Problem is, the one in the Jeep isn't strong enough, so they need to go to Zafu, because Su Yin's radio would probably work the best in contacting Zahir. Or, no, Zahir, Tenzin, god. Sorry, doing this on the spur of the moment, saying no script or anything. So, pardon if I make a lot of mistakes when talking, I'm really sorry. So, on to Zafu. They know they can never reach the Northern Air Temple in time, so they're trying to get a message out. But the problem is, no one is responding. Su Yin worries about Opal, and Lin comforts her. So they're pretty much gonna keep trying. But in the meantime, Su Yin and the whole Metal Clan is going to send backup to the Northern Air Temple, try to fight Zahir and his cronies. Korra decides to meditate, thinking she might run into Zahir in the spirit world. It's a long shot, and she might be able to hold him off. Personally, I really don't think she could hold him off. I mean, I know she's the Avatar and is awesome, but Zahir has age, experience, power on her, and Korra's probably got serious martial arts skills, but without her bending, she would be in major trouble against him. However, she does not run into Zahir in the spirit world. Why did I call him Zero? God. She runs into Iroh, who gives her some advice that Zuko might be able to help her due to him and Avatar Aang being very close friends. So she comes back to the regular world and meets up with Zuko, who's on his way to the Fire Nation to protect his daughter, setting himself apart as a much better parent than Ozai ever could be. And they talk, and it's Korra's looking to have him give her some advice whether she should give herself up to Zahir to save the airbenders or what to do. Zuko's like, the airbenders were pretty much Aang's biggest dream, and he would be beside himself with everything she's done to kick off the air nomad culture again. And Korra is like, so I should give myself up? And Zuko's pretty much like, no, in times of need, the world needs their avatar. And she says thanks and reveals that she had been speaking with Iroh. And judging by the reaction, I think we might see of like Zuko like being like, oh my god, Iroh? We might see in Iroh seeing Zuko again interaction, which would be really awesome considering they've been apart for God knows how many years now. So Mako pretty much comes running into the screen full tilt, saying they got in contact with the Northern Air Temple. And they go running to see Bolin having a tough time getting Milo to get his dad on the phone. Milo pretty much has no sense of urgency and tells Bolin that he's outside with the bison and that, oh, do you know, we found a whole herd of baby bison. The funny thing is Bolin like gets really engrossed in the story until Korra shoves him out of the way and says, Bolin, Milos, this is your commanding officer. Get your dad on the line. And Milo gets Tenzin, and Korra pretty much relays the message. Zahir is on his way, but it's too late. Zahir's there, and this is pretty much where the episode goes into holy shit territory. So as the Red Lotus's airship is circling the Northern Air Temple, Milo, Tenzin, Kai, and Boomi, and Kaeya are all trying to evacuate. Kai's group is cut off by Gazan with his lava bending, and Mingwa is pretty much has taken Opal hostage, and Zahir corners Tenzin and his family on the bridge, and now they have their hostages. So now Zahir has his hostages. There's a really cool exchange with him and Tenzin. Tenzin says, what do you want from us? Zahir's pretty much like, nothing at all, and that he wants the avatar, and if he gets her, they all get out of there unscathed. Tenzin pretty much tells him flat out that he will never let them get to Korra, and Zahir's like, you don't have a choice. Tenzin just goes, yes I do, and blasts him, Mingwa, and Gazan into Zima while behind them with his airbending. He tells Jinora to pretty much take everyone and flee, while the other two, Kaeya and Boomi, help him hold them off. Peli shoots at him, so he's like, everyone stay clear out of her line of sight. And it's like, go, go, go. And the battle is on. So Kai and Jinora are leading a group of airbenders trying to get to the stables, only to be blasted at by Peli. You can tell Kai is plotting something when Jinora says that it's too dangerous. They will never get to the stables with her up there. You just see him look down, utterly frustrated. First of all, it's Zahir going head to head with Tenzin. Now, Zahir actually holds his own pretty well, even though you can see the differences in their bending styles. Tenzin is pretty much dodging a lot of Zahir's attacks, and Zahir's holding his own pretty well, but you can tell Tenzin's got more experience, which I know is stating the obvious, but the choreography in the fight is utterly amazing. Tenzin's using his abilities to dodge and pretty much parry, while Zahir's pretty much using it to mostly augment his jumps, and his is more aggressive, attacking, unlike Tenzin, who's really smooth in his movements. It's really something to watch. Even more intense is the fight going on between Mingwa and Kaeya. Now, Mingwa is throwing all these ice shuriken everywhere, trying to cut Kaeya in half. Kaeya manages to pretty much waterbend her them and dodge pretty much. Although she gets hit by this huge ice chunk that pretty much slams her back into a wall, she manages to waterbend Mingwa off a cliff until Mingwa pretty much waterbends all the water and raises herself into the air on these water tentacle things. Holy shit, she looks utterly terrifying. So Kaeya is knocked into the area in which Boomi is fighting Gazan, and Boomi is having a lot of trouble dodging Gazan's attacks. Gazan is trying to cook the poor guy to a crisp, it seems, until Boomi pretty much switches tactics and gets on Gazan's back, starts pulling his hair and biting his shoulder. Gazan's expressions are just hilarious. It's ah! Okay, one would he probably didn't expect it, but he manages to get Boomi off with some earthbending. So Kaeya and Boomi are pretty much back to back. Both are looking worse for the wear. And that's when it cuts to Jinora and Kai. Kai pretty much decides that he can't just sit there and wait while the world's going to hell around him. So he goes flying off on his glider, get to the bison, and starts running off, trying to distract Peli. And he's flying off on the glider, and she's shooting at him the entire time. It's like, he's actually kind of doing really good at the distraction. And everyone's escaping pretty good, but he's really no match for her when she shoots him out of the air. Now, he airbends a spear around him to take the brunt of the attack, but he's still falling to the ground, plummeting unconscious. And when I first saw the scene, I really thought that, oh god, there's no way that kid can survive the fall. Oh my god. I didn't know whether they were going to kill him off and it's Avatar, but Janora's expression after Peli shoots him out of the sky, it's heartbreaking. You can tell I'm totally shipping those two now. I am so shipping those two. So Boomi and Kaeya are back to a busted ledge fighting Mingwa and Gazan. Gazan knocks him off with his earthbending, and Boomi manages to grab a ledge and Kaeya to prevent them from both plummeting to their deaths. And as we watch, Peli makes another round, and she notices them and pretty much takes aim ready to blast them. But it's like, Kaeya's like, Boomi, let go. And it's like, but Boomi, but we could die. And she's like, we'll die if you don't. So Boomi pretty much has no choice and lets go. They fall through some branches and twigs and stuff and come to and manage to land on a ledge, but they're both knocked out and are out of commission for the rest of the episode. But on the bright side, they're still alive and not boom boom by Peli. So on to the most tear-jerking part of the episodes thus far. Tenzin is going up against Zahir and is about to land the final blow when Peli pretty much knocks him off a ledge and allows Zahir to get the upper hand. Zahir is joined by Mingwa and Gazan, and they start beating him up and pretty much force him up against the wall. Zahir tells him to give up and it's over for him. Tenzin says that as long as he's breathing, that it's never over. This is apparently the wrong choice of words, as Zahir, Mingwa, and Gazan start torturing him with their bending. It cuts away, so we don't know if he's alive or dead. I doubt the writers will kill him off, because he's been with us ever since the first book. We've gotten to know him, his family, and it would be just like really painful to see Tenzin dead. But it cuts away and we're treated to a scene of Kai being licked awake by a baby sky bison. And they fly away, I'm guessing in search of the other airbenders. But I'm really nervous for next week's episode. I'm just really hoping Tenzin lives, and I'm still wholly shitting about all this, so I think I'm just gonna watch something more calming for the moment, because I'm like, oh my god, Tenzin, please be okay. 13 Crystal Heart.